Hello, hello. Alrighty. Let's get this whole thing started. So, today we're finishing up Book 7, Episode 7, Chapter 4. And so Alrighty. Oh, we got some weird stuff going on here. Give me 1 second. Okay, there's the game. Okay. Hello, hello. Okay, I think we should be good to go. So, finishing up Book 7, Chapter 4. Alrighty, so I got everything unlocked. So, if we go in here, Okay, so we have 60, 67, and 60, 67 and 68. So 67 is all like the little panel missions thingies. There was a bunch of like little chats, like each one had like its own little like chat, I guess. So let's see. Okay, so essentially if we wanted to go through this, we would have to spend some of the Mysterium, so we're not going to be able to go through all these little chats because we just don't have the time for that. So we'll go over here to the archive. Boo boo boo. Okay. And so 67. Yes, so 67 has parts 1, 2, 3. Oh, okay. So yeah, so 67, all of the little chats looks like they are in the archive here. So that means we can go through them. They're not, I know 35 is like a really intimidating number, but it's not too bad. They're all pretty short. So we'll go through 67 and then 68 is the last chapter that we have available to us right now. So yeah, I guess let's get her started. Okay, so 67-1. Okay, so we start in the Land of Briar Canyon here. And it's super windy, and Grim is like, I'm gonna be blown away! And MC, top option here is, it sounds like someone is wailing. A little wailing canyon moment. That's fun. And then second option is Grim, you are heavy enough. You're not going anywhere. And Lilia tells us here that when the wind essentially blowing off the mountains and stuff, like, picks up a lot of speed and force when it goes like between like such like narrow ravines and stuff that you find in like canyons. So learning science with Lilia, that's fun. Indra, hello, welcome. And Sebek is complaining about how difficult it is just to walk around here. And Lilia's explaining that the wind, because of how strong the wind is here, they really don't have to worry about like any sort of like projectile-based attacks. or like, you know, arrows and things, because the wind will just knock them out of the way. So that's a relief, I guess. Magic isn't really affected in the same way though, so the Fae can just handle this like it's just whatever. Like this canyon poses no issue to the Fae. And Grimm says that he hears another noise mixed in there with something else going on. Something mechanical's coming our way. And our fairies are like, what the heck is this nonsense? Paul says that there's something big coming from the other side of the canyon. It must be a stone golem. And Lilia says, nope, I smell iron and oil. That must be a fun scent. Alright, and then it's coming for us. Okay, so that was a little fight with like the little like war machine that the Silver Owls had made. I obviously cleared it already, so we won't get to fight anything. Lily says, take that, you metal iron monsters. Yelling. That effect for Lilia's attacks is really cool, I like that. And then the Silver Owls are calling for retreat. And they are utterly shocked that we managed to make mincemeat of their metal monster thing. And they're like, we're super outmatched. There's no way we're winning. So everybody, time to get out of here. And they tired. Everybody tired. Ball really wants to know what that iron golem was. And then Silver is kind of like recognizes look, he says that it looks like there was like a backhoe type thing, you know, for like in construction to like dig into like the dirt and stuff, that it was that it looked like it had one of those attached. And Sebek deduces that it's probably used in their mining operations. And Grimm here mentions that he does feel like he's seen something similar when he's passed by like construction sites. Baal is just like, why do they need something like that to dig through dirt? And Lilia's surprised that they've managed to make such advancements in the 20 years that they've been here, because like he remembers them just using like more rudimentary tools. as essentially like if they bring that thing over to dig in the mountains, where there's like a bunch of mineral resources, like it'll turn into Swiss cheese pretty quick. And Lilia says that he wants to tell Maliona about this discovery, so he's sending a messenger off to go inform her. And Lilia complains about how he smells of iron and oil right now, so he needs to he really wants to go wash off. So once they make it through the canyon, there's a small lake that they'll be able to make camp at for the day. Alright. Campsite. Lilia ate his fill. Grim is oh so surprised that Lilia caught frogs around the lake and was fully planning to eat them. Sebek here was so surprised that he did some emergency fishing to get them some fish for dinner instead. Lilia's like, oh, you didn't know? These frogs aren't poisonous. Like, that's the issue here. Oh my goodness. That's what pretty much what Silver says. Aww. Aww. Silver here almost calls Lilia father again. It's so sad. But he has a question here for Lilia. Lilia says, go ahead. Silver here is curious about this Henrik and Daybreak Knight that the Silver Owls sometimes mention. And Lilia's kind of surprised that people outside, or people of other countries, don't really know who they are. Heinrich is the leader of the of the Silver Owls. He's a human. He's pretty greedy and gross and thick as a tree is how we'll roughly translate it. So to me, he sounds like Prince Philip's father. So maybe, I don't know. Maybe we'll get to see him in the later in the story. I don't know. And so he usually just kind of hides up in the fort over in the east. Excuse me. So there was once when Heinrich came into the Wild Rose Palace back in the day. But Maliona didn't let Lilia meet him. And Sebek's like, how How could you not get invited to such an important, like, meeting?
で、夜明けの騎士ってのは銀のフクロウの警備隊隊長だ。
And then the Daybreak Knight is the captain, the commanding officer for the Silver Owls. So, you know, also an
銀の
important
フクロ
dude.
ウは魔法石や金属を求めて危険な場所にも潜り込む。
The Silver Owls end up in like a lot of like dangerous places in their quest for magic crystals and gold.
例えば、俺たちみたいな族がはびこる風なき渓谷の西側や雷鳴山脈の魔獣の巣とかな。
Like they end up in like the Wailing Canyon over, or they end up like in like monster nests, like the ones that are in the western part of the Wailing Canyon, or the Thunderclap Mountains and stuff.
だから荒ごと専門の腕利き警備兵を雇ってるってわけだ。
So in order to help keep his men safe, he's pretty decent with a sword, I would assume. I assume it's a sword, just because there's a sword in Sleeping Beauty. That's rather important. Or all of the Silver Owls are pretty tough, but the Daybreak Knight is like among them, like he's like way strong. And Silver is surprised to hear Lulia call someone strong, so that must mean like, ooh, a silhouette. Does that mean we're gonna get to meet him?
この大陸の東端、来光岬にある砦を守ってる。そこからついた二つらが。
So he's got, so since he protects the fort that's all that's in the Far East, he has like a second name. So it's the Daybreak Knight.
奴は剣の達人で、あいつに乗された仲間は数知れず。
So yeah, so this is the silhouette here of the Daybreak Knight, and that's like the reason he got that name is because he protects the fort on the easternmost point of the continent, so that's where the sun rises essentially. And like Lilia's like knows a bunch of people that have been taken out by this dude at one point or another.
白く輝く鎧と金の髪を見れば耳を伏せて逃げ出す始末だ。
And then he doesn't fear any of the creatures of the night. And then his hair is golden, but like it's like very like he's got golden hair, shiny bright white armor, and everyone runs at the sight of him. Top option here, have you ever met him? And then second option here is, oh, I'd like to see him at least once.
ヘンリクが野原城を訪れた時に一緒にいたから姿は見かけたが。
Louis says that when Henrik came to the Wild Rose Palace, the Daybreak Knight was there, and Lilia saw him, but didn't get a look at his face since he kept his helmet on, or his whatever the mask part of the helmet is called. Apparently, rumor has it that he's rather beautiful, like enough to give to give anyone a run for their money. And that, okay. So I think this line is also a reference to, like, the good fairies, like how they blessed Aurora with beauty, because, Lilia said something here about receiving a gift of beauty. So, possibly an Aurora reference. We don't know. I want to see him. I want to see this dude. And then Grimm's like, if he's got golden hair and a pretty face, that just equals Vil to me. So he could be like that. Sebek doesn't care about beauty. He says all a knight needs is to be strong. And he says that no one can match Lilia when it comes to strength. Lilia's like, yeah, I'd like to agree with you, but since I've never faced him in combat, like, I have no way to know for sure. And since the Daybreak Knight is usually like overprotecting the eastern fort, like, and doesn't come west of the canyon very often, like, Lilia hasn't had the chance, but he'd love to go around with him at some time or some point. And Silver guesses that we'll probably run into the Daybreak Knight if we if we make it to the eastern fort. Lilia says that's probably true. And then Lilia is talking about Laverne, he was the first one to head over to give the invitation on Maleona's behalf. And then apparently Laverne has possibly met the Daybreak Knight. And Grimm is asking, who's Laverne? So it's the name of a okay, that word I'll need to eventually look up. But he's essentially an ambassador that goes around for diplomatic missions. He is both Princess Maleona's eyes, her hands, and then also her husband. The gasp. And then Silver's like, wait, does that mean the person who went missing is... Yep, it was Laverne. I'll have to look into, like, his name a little bit before I decide how I want to fan translate it, because it could go a couple of ways. Apparently he left saying he'd be back, promising his wife and the egg, that he'd be back soon. but no one has any idea where he's gone or what's happened to him.
誰が姫と卵の面倒を見なきゃいけなくなると思ってんだ
And Lily's like, just who does he think has to take care of the princess and the egg when he's gone?
今回の遠征であいつの行方の手がかりをつかんで姫に持ち帰ってやりたいところなんだから
So, with this mission, Lily wants to figure out what happened to him so that way he can drag him back home. Speck is crying. Oh, Becky. Grim's like, why are you crying?
俺が涙せずにいられるか残された卵様と姫様とリリア様のお気持ちを考えたら
Every time Sebek says Tamago-sama, Egg-sama is beautiful. Just top class writing right there. But Sebek is like, must be so sad. Or everyone who was left behind must be so sad. It's just too much. It's far too much. And Lilia says, well, that's just how things are nowadays. It happens all the time. There's also a chance he'll make it back home while we're out on mission. So that's why Lilia will put his life on the line to protect the princess and the egg. That's the promise I made to him. Father. There goes Silver saying father again. And there goes Lilia being like, I am nobody's father. I am still only 300 years old. Silver's like, oh, sorry, I couldn't help it. Lilia says that he's gone on for too long, and when he looks at us, MC and crew, like, he starts reminiscing about the past. It's bedtime, says Lilia. Silver says goodnight. Alrighty, then. There's the first one done, and I believe, if I remember, if these first couple, just based on what they were marked on, like, the map, the first couple should be, like, the actual, like, story, and then, like, the rest will be just, like, little tidbits. None of them are really story important. So let's go through, just go through in order. Let's see, what do you got for us? Okay, yeah, so I can't remember how many nodes there were for the story content. Sebek is still crying. Poor Sebek. Silver's like, Sebek, I understand why you're crying, but you should probably stop or it's gonna mess up your eyes for tomorrow. And Sebek says that I'm not crying because I'm sad, it's because I'm angry. And he says if there weren't any humans or at least any of the silver owls, then the prince's father would still be around. So Malleus, for the Malleus we know, he doesn't have, his parents aren't around. That includes, like, Princess Maleona, who is alive here in the dream. And Silver's like, yeah, that's fair. So Sebek here asks, like, Silver, like, does Malleus, like, have to lose his parents? Or, like, and then Silver's like, I don't have an answer for that. And MC says, I understand how you feel, but... And the second one is, I would love to be able to do something about this, but we can't really. And Sebek's like, I can't sit by and just observe things anymore. And then he wants to protect Princess Maleona for both Malleus's and Lilia's sake. And Silver's like, I don't know how many times I have to tell you this, but this is only a dream. Like, it doesn't, no matter what happens in here, reality won't change. And Sebek says, well, in that case, why don't we just stay in the dream? Everyone was taken aback by that. And Grimm's like, what are you even talking about? The whole reason we're here is to figure out a way to get out of the dream. And Sebek's like, if we don't go back to reality, just stay in the dream, then when Malleus is born, he'll be able to live with his mother. And then he brings up the point that Silver would be able to live with Lilia, and asks him, like, what more could you want? Silver is just gasps. And Silver's like, wait, no, but we can't. Oh, it's the black stuff. The black goop. Black goop taking Grimm by surprise. And Silver says that it's here because of Sebek's feelings and is trying to pull them into a deeper sleep. Silver urges Sebek to take up his weapon so that way he doesn't get sucked into the dark. And then Sebek's like, if I just stay in the dream, then Malleus won't be alone. Sebek! He's been taken by the dark stuff. Okay, Silver says, we can still get him back. You, Grimm, help me out here. Grimm's like, wow, this guy takes so much looking after. Okay, another fight, and we're back. And Silver says they just keep coming one after another. Oh, we got a glow. And Grimm just points out that something is glowing inside his jacket there. And it's the ring Lilia gave him. It's so pretty. I like how the darkness has its own, like, nameplate in the text box. And Grim points out that it looks like the darkness is like shrinking back from the glow.
指輪の光に触れている部分から力がみなぎってくる。何なんだこの指輪は。
And Silver says that he can feel some sort of power radiating from the ring and wonders like, what the heck is it? Grim says, I don't care what it is, just use it.
ああ、光よ、闇を追い払え。
And then Silver just yells for the light to push back the dark. Oh, he's back. We got Sebek out of there.
セベク、無事か。
Sebek, are you okay? Sebek's like, oh, what happened?
夢の中にずっといたいってただこねて闇にぐるぐる巻きにされてたんだぞ。
Grim's like, you were spouting off some nonsense about wanting to stay in the dream forever, so the darkness came and gobbled you up.
そうか。僕は。
Ah, so I did.
セベク。確かにお前の言う通り。このまま夢の中にいれば辛い思いをせずに済むだろう。
And Silver points out that, or admits that, Sebek could probably have everything he wants, but if he stays in the dream. But even still,
俺たちはこの夢
they
から
have to
脱
get out
出
of
しなく
this
てはいけ
dream.
ないんだ。眠らされている学友たちの未来はどうなる。お前の帰りを待つ家族はどうなる。
Silver's like, what about what's gonna happen to the futures of all of our classmates who are also stuck in this dream, or like all of their families who are waiting for them to wake up. And more importantly,
たった一人孤独に夢の世界を紡ぎ続けるマレウス様はどうなる。
and then what's going to happen to Malleus? He's there propping up all these dreams all by himself, all by his lonesome.
だがリリア様はこの眠りから覚めれば。
And Spike's like, but if Lilia wakes up from this dream,
そうだとしても親父どもなら絶対に今のマレウス様を諌めるだろう。
and Silver says like, yeah, everything will fall apart, but I'm pretty sure Father wouldn't want to leave Malleus like this.
それはきっとそうだろうな。
And Spike's like, yeah, you've got a point.
進化の役目はただ王を肯定し従うことだけではない。時には諌めることも大切だ。
And Silver says that being their like serving their prince isn't just about like following orders to the letter all the time. Sometimes you have to like push back against
お
them.
前も同じことを親父殿に教わったはず。
And Silver's like, didn't Lilia teach us both that?
お前の言う通りだ。シルバー。僕はずっと迷っていた。
And Sebek here's like, yeah, you're right.
逆らってしまったこと。
I've been really conflicted about like standing against
怒
Malleus.
りと悲しみを込めて僕を睨んだ若様の瞳が目に焼き付いて離れない。
And I just can't get the way Malleus like looked when he was just overflowing with like anger and sadness before. Like I can't get the way he looked out of my head. He's really doing a number on Sebek.
迷いはある。
I mean, I think it did a
若
number
様
on
の
all of
幸
us.
せを考えればこのままでいる方が良いのかもしれないと。
And Sebek's like, I still kind of think that staying in this dream would be like the best way for Malleus to find happiness.
僕の夢は願いは
But Speck's like, my dream, what I
若
want
様にとって誰より良き進化となること
is to be the, like, best, vassal to Malleus that I possibly
こ
can.
の夢はここでは叶えられない
And he can't achieve that dream by staying in the middle of this one.
僕が命を懸けてお仕えしたいのも尊敬しているのも現実の若様ただお一人
And then the person that Sebek wants to dedicate his life to and that he respects is the Malleus that exists in
ご
reality.
両親がいらっしゃらない孤独に耐えリリア様と共に歩み
The Malleus that is alone because he, you know, doesn't have his, or both of his parents are dead, and he's, oh my gosh, I hate when Japanese does this particular order of like, of words, because it's like the one who, the person who does blah 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 blah, and it's just, it throws my brain off. But essentially, Sebek wants to stay with Malleus because Malleus spends time with Lilia, like, and all these different facets of like Malleus's character. The fact like he doesn't have parents, he loves gargoyles, he loves like abandoned buildings and like frozen sweets.
茨の谷の次期当主でありながら
And then he's also like the next the crown prince of Briar Valley.
神草と共に制服に身を包みナイトレイブンカレッジに通っていらっしゃる
When he wears a school uniform like everyone else and goes to Night Raven College.
現実の若様ただお一人なのだ
The real Malleus is the one I want to serve.
だからもう夢にふけることはしない必ず現実の若様のもとへ馳せさんじてみせる
So now Sebek is determined to get back to
僕は
reality.
もう二度と迷わないぞ分かったかシルバー
And he declares that he won't falter again, and to make sure Silver remembers that.
お前らしいな
He is a drama king. I love it. And Silver's like, yeah, that's very in character
そ
for
の言
you.
葉違えるなよ
And Silver says, you better not go back on that word.
お前に言われずとも
Sebek's like, I don't need you to tell me that.
やれやれセベクのやつようやく大声出す元気が出てきたみてえだな
Grimm's like, well, I guess he's finally feeling good enough to start shouting again.
情けないところを見せたな魔獣
Oh?
いや
Sebek is apologizing for making such a scene, and then he goes to call Grimm Beast again, and then he goes,
グ
actually,
リムそれから監督生も
Grimm,
迷惑をかけてすまなかった
and you as well as an MC. And he apologizes for all the trouble he's caused, but he calls Grimm and MC by their names. They're not beast and human anymore. They actually have names now. Aw, Becky, look at you in your character development.
なおめえが謝るなんて空から槍でも降ってきそうなんだぞ
Grimm's like, are we gonna get like, is it gonna start raining like spears, now that you've apologized? Because just like how rare it is, he's exaggerating. And then first option here is, let's all work together to figure this out. And then second option is, wait, what did you just call me? Pick that one.
では僕はもう休む。お前たちも早く寝ろ。
And Speck's like, I'm going to bed. You all should go to bed as well. Good night.
おやすみ。
夜中にでけえ声出すんじゃねえんだぞ。
Grim's like, don't stop being so loud this late at night. Fine. Good night.
あいつなりの照れ隠しと感謝だろう。誤解されやすいが、本当は情に熱い男だ。
And Silver here is like, that's just him trying to cover up how embarrassed he is and like how thankful he is. So he it's easy to misinterpret what he says, but he's a good one.
仲良くしてやってほしい。
And Silver hopes that we'll all be friends.
それはあいつの態度次第なんだぞ。
And Grim's like, that all depends on him and how he acts.
いっぱい歩いていっぱい戦ってもうクタクタだ。
Grim says he's bushed from all the walking and fighting they've had to do
俺様
today.
も寝る。おやすみなんだぞ。
And he's going to bed. Good night, good night, good nights all around. Oh, that's a lot of ellipses, Silver. What you thinking about in there? First option is something wrong? And second option here is something bothering you?
俺もセベクの言葉に
Silver
一瞬
says
だ
that
け心が揺らいでしまった。
his resolve faltered for a moment when Sebek was having his little
こ
breakdown.
のまま夢の中にいれば、親父殿もマレウス様も
Like, thinking about how good things could be for his father and Malleus if they all stayed in the dream. Yes, Sebek is a giant tsundere, and I love that for him. And MC says, like, yeah, but that wouldn't, like, nothing wouldn't go well. And then here is like, I understand how you feel, but...
大丈夫だ。分かっている。
So was like, yeah, I know.
もし俺が夢にすがり、闇に飲み込まれそうになったら、
And then Silver says if there's ever comes a point where he's about to be, like, pulled into the darkness,
どうか俺を止めてほしい。
he asks us to do whatever we need to stop him. MC says, of course I will. Like, I'll stop you even if I have to punch you.
ありがとう。
And Silver says, thank you.
晴れた日の夜は冷える。暖かくして寝るといい。おやすみ。
And then he says, I hope you sleep comfortably. Clear days get the coldest. Good night.
そろそろ出発するぞ。支度を急げ。うわっ。
And Paul's like, we're about to leave. Get everything together.
おはようございます。
Spike's like, good morning.
貴様、目が腫れているぞ。虫にでも刺されたか。
Paul's like, do you have like a bug bite or something? Your eyes are all like red and
い
puffy.
え、お気になさらず。ただのむくみですので。
And Sebek's like, yeah, don't worry about it. It's nothing.
そうか。ならばいい。病の者を連れて行くわけにはいかんからな。
Paul's like, okay, good. We can't be dragging anyone injured with us.
さて、いよいよ銀のフクロウどもの縄張りに踏み込むぞ。
All right, and Lily's like, it's time for us, or we're about to enter the home turf of the Silver
紅ヶ原を
Owls.
川沿いに東へ。それが砦への最短経路ですが。
And once they cross a river, it'll just be a short distance to the
平
fort.
地で隠すものも少ないですし、銀のフクロウとの遭遇率が高くなりそうですね。
And then since the terrain is very flat, it'll be hard for them to hide out. So they'll probably be running into a lot more of the silver owls now.
ここから少し北に行ったところにミスティウムを鍛える火事場があります。
And then there's if they take a route that goes a little bit north, they'll be able to hit up a Mystium forge smithy kind of place.
ここで一度我々の魔石器を手入れしておくのも良いかと。
And then if they stop by there, they'll be able to pick up some more weapons.
行方不明者を探すなら劉備岳をぐるりと見回っていくルートもありだな。
And then if they take that route, or it's likely that the team that went missing before took that route as well, so they can look out for them. Yes, the music in this part is so good. I love all of them. Okay, so that's the main story for 67. The rest of these are just like little chats. I think I'm going to just do the main story for right now, and then so that way we get all of that done. Oh, I think, actually, let's go back. I think there was one more? Okay, because we did 67-2, so this is -3. Okay, there we go. Okay, we're here. We're at the home turf of the Silver Owls.
私たちは茨の国からの要求書を届けに来た使節団。
And Ball is like, we're here from the land of Briar to deliver an important message. So we're not here for sightseeing.
直接堂々としていればいい。
All right. You just have to look around only at the places like as we're walking. Don't stop and gawk. Just keep walking.
妙です。砦の外にあれだけいた鉄の者が一人もいない。
All right, and Silver says something doesn't feel right after all of the silver owls that they've run into. Like now that they're at the fort, like there are none. And Lily's like, wait, did they leave? Oh. Something's making noises again. Oh, there's something by the gate. Oh. Oh, Lilia recognizes the sound. Tells everyone to form up. Get ready for a fight. Okay, so let's see, 3. That one. So let's see what 4 is. Okay, 4 was the beginning of the little map one. So we're gonna go down to 68 then. Silver Owl's Fortress. Alright. We kicked things butt somehow. And Silver's like, check and make sure everyone's okay. Oh, it's still making noise. Oh, it's charging up.
危ね
Now Lily is screaming, watch out. Father!
えだからおやつじゃねえってなんと
And Lily's like, how many times do I have to tell you I'm not your dad?
ガラクタめまだ動けたのかよくもリリア様を
Sebek's like, how can you still move? And how dare you hurt Lilia? So Sebek takes it apart. Silver's worried about Lilia, telling him to hang in there.
人間右大将殿この魔法薬を
Ball's like, get out of the way, human. General, here. Drink this potion. Lilia has no problem doing that. So it looks like it was a healing potion.
ちくしょ
Lilia's like, oh man, that hurt.
安静にあなたといえどこの傷ではどうしてこのようなことを
And Ball is like, how could you let yourself be injured to this extent? Like, what were you
俺が
thinking?
知りてえよくす
Lilia's like, yeah, I'd love to know that myself.
シルバーがやられると思ったら勝手に体が動いてた
I thought it was going to take out Silver, so my body just moved on its own.
何よバカな
Ball calls him an idiot.
あなたの忠誠は命はマルノワ様に捧げられたはず
And he's like, your life, your very existence all belongs to Princess Maleona.
なのにどうしてなぜよりによって脆弱な人間をかばって
So why would you dive to protect a weak and feeble human?
たくだ俺らしくもね
Lilia's like, that's an excellent question. I have no idea. I'd like to know.
ルシ殿
Sir Van Rouge.
いいか小僧ども勝ったと思った瞬間が一番の好きだ覚えとけ
And then Lily's like, listen up, you wimps. The moment you think you've won is the biggest opening you leave for your enemy. So keep that, remember that. And Silver says, I will.
情けねえつらすんじゃねえ薬は飲んだしばらく休めや動けるようになる
And Lily's like, don't give me that. Like, don't get all depressed like that. Like, I took the potion. Once I rest for a bit, I'll be up and running again.
夢の中でも
And Silver's like, oh,
あな
this is,
たは
I know this is just a dream, but that still terrified me.
やはり俺の
Oh, he really is my. Is he dad? Is he family?
なんだと
Oh, somebody brought
夜明けの騎士もこの
brought a
砦にいない
message. So, apparently, neither Henrik or the Daybreak Knight are in the fortress right now.
まずいなこれは
And Lily's like, this is very much not good. That can only mean one thing.
伝令戻ったか
Oh, is the messenger back?
なんてことだ
Wait, what happened?
大将殿申し上げます野原城が
General, I have a report. The Wild Rose
野原
Palace
城がヘンリクと夜明けの騎士率いる銀のフクロウどもに
is
包囲されております
is currently surrounded by the Silver Owls, and then Henrik and the Daybreak Knight are there too. A what? Uh-oh. And that is all we have. So we have it left off as Sir Sebek has found his resolve, and now calls us by our proper names. We have names now. We're not just beast and human. Silver is still MVP. And even in a dream, Lilia remembers who his son is and will still jump in to save him. So, yeah, I'm really excited for the next chapter. July's schedule has no main story, but there is an event that has Deuce and Silver in it. So I will be playing that. I might try to stream it again and do that on release, because hopefully it won't be too crazy. I can't remember what kind of event it said it was, but if it's like probably just have to do some lessons to to unlock the story, so maybe I'll wait. I won't start it like right when it drops, so that way I can run lessons and build up any shop currency I need to unlock the story. I want that Deuce though. It's super cute. It's just pastel. I love pastel. So maybe I'll get lucky like I did with Lilia. I don't think I will, but a girl can dream. But yeah, what a place to end. But yeah, the little chats here, they're really short, and they don't have any like story content. It's just like filler. There's no development for anything, so I think I'm not gonna go through them right now. What I might do for them is just lump them all into one video when I do the subtitles for them. Just lump them all together, because like some of them are like 4 lines long, so it's not really worth to do one video, but I will translate them with everything. But yeah, that is chapter 4. I hope we get to see Heinrich. I hope we get to see the Daybreak Knight. I hope the Daybreak Knight is just like palette swapped Silver, because I think that would be hilarious, just like Baul is palette swapped Sebek to a certain extent. Them genes be strong in these families. But yeah, but it looks like we're going to find out like what happened to Malleus's parents. I hope we get to see Maleona and Laverne. And yeah, but that is all I got. I'm almost done translating chapter 1, and then I'm going to, once I finish that, I'm gonna post the subtitles all at once. I need to do some more proofreading though before I call it good, and then I think what I'll do is I'll have to double check how many chapters there were, or how many parts there were in chapter 2, and then I'll figure out a schedule from there. But yeah, that was chapter 4. So thank you guys for coming out and watching me wrap up the rest of the story so far. So yeah, I will keep y'all posted with when I'll be uploading my subtitles. And yeah, thank y'all for joining me for a short little stream. I think it was only about an hour, so I think that's pretty good. So thank you, and I hope y'all enjoy the rest of your morning, day, or evening, whatever it ends up being. So bye.